please bear with us if there are any problems, and please let us know as well. You can leave a comment under the video section. Look, why are we doing this? Well, I personally have supported CAC's work in the community for a number of years, and it's more important now than ever. CAC is working hard with the Royal Borough of Greenwich to run the community hub, supporting people who are vulnerable or elderly and have been told to self-isolate. Staff across CAC are now working with the health improvement team to take calls 7 days a week from those who need help in collecting shopping and prescriptions and organising food boxes to be delivered. CAC has also set up a friendship line offering regular calls to those who are self-isolating, and other CAC programmes have been adapted to continue providing support. Mentoring is now online and over the phone, while CAC football coaches are running daily football skill challenges who will support them and supported by the first team. Now, this quiz is free to take part in, but anything you can donate at all will help support CAC's work, excellent work in the community now and in the future. For example, CAC is buying food for those who can't afford it, where food banks are unable to help, and helping cover any costs it has at the moment. If you are able to, please donate online at CACT, that's cact.org.uk/donate. Okay, how will the quiz work? Now, we have 5 rounds, 10 questions each round. At the end of each round, I will give you a short amount of time to go through the questions, and I'll read out the answers for you to mark at home. So get a pen and paper. Please submit your team name and score on the comments or to fundraising@cact.org.uk, and we'll publish a leaderboard soon after the end. Okay, the rounds are 1, general knowledge, 2, film and TV, 3, history, 4, geography, and 5, of course, sport. You know we can't enforce a no mobile phone policy or can't go on Google, but this is for fun, guys and girls, so just try and answer the questions yourselves if you can. If you have to cheat, I won't give you too much time to cheat. Are we ready? Can't quite hear you. Are you ready? I don't know why you said that. I can't hear you, however loud you shout. Okay, general knowledge round. Question 1. Which British band released the album A Rush of Blood to the Head in 2002? I shall say that again. Which British band released the album A Rush of Blood to the Head in 2002? Question 2. Which Western astrological sign is represented by the twins Castor and Pollux? So which Western astrological sign is represented by the twins Castor and Pollux? Question 3. Which Lancastrian painter was best known for painting matchstick men? That is, which Lancastrian painter was best known for painting matchstick men? Question 4. Which Tolstoy novel begins, all happy families are alike, each unhappy family is unhappy in its own way? So which Tolstoy novel begins, all happy families are alike, each unhappy family is unhappy in its own way? They don't get any easier. Question 5. Whom did Antonio Guterres replace as the United Nations Secretary General in 2017? So whom did Antonio Guterres replace as the UN Secretary General in 2017? Question 6. The world's first jet airliner made its maiden flight from London to Johannesburg in 1952. What model was it? So in 1952, from London to Johannesburg was the first jet airliner, and it made its maiden flight. What model was it? Question 7, for all you people who speak French out there or just love a baguette. A baguette is a long, thin loaf of French bread But what does the word baguette mean in English? You eat loads of it, so you should know. A baguette is a long, thin loaf of French bread. But what does the word baguette mean in English? Question 8. Ford were the first motor company to introduce which radical innovation in 1913? So Ford were the first motor company to introduce which radical innovation in 1913? Question 9. Marble is a common name for which chemical compound? Marble is a common name for which chemical compound? Okay, final one. What does the Beaufort scale measure? Quick question, simple question, difficult answer. What does the Beaufort scale measure? Okay, now, first 10 questions of the general knowledge done. I'll now give you 30 seconds to a minute to see if you can get any of those right. Maybe even change your answer, who knows? Let's go through the questions again, just in case you didn't quite get them properly. So the first question was, which British band released the album A Rush of Blood to the Head in 2002? Which British band released the album A Rush of Blood to the Head in 2002? Question 2 was, which Western astrological sign is represented by the twins Castor and Pollux? So which Western astrological sign is represented by the twins Castor and Pollux? Question 3 was, which Lancastrian painter was best known for painting Matchstick Men? Which Lancastrian painter was best known for painting Matchstick Men? Question 4 was, which Tolstoy novel begins all happy families are alike, each unhappy family is unhappy in its own way? So which Tolstoy novel begins all happy families are alike, each unhappy family is unhappy in its own way? Question 5 was, whom did Antonio Guterres replace as the UN Secretary General in 2017? So whom did Antonio Guterres replace as the UN Secretary General in 2017? The world's first jet airliner made its maiden flight from London to Johannesburg in 1952. What model was it? So the world's first jet airliner made its maiden flight from London to Johannesburg in 1952. What model was it? Question 7 was, a baguette is a long, thin loaf of French bread. But what does the word baguette mean in English? So what does the word baguette mean in English? Ford were the first motor company to introduce which radical innovation in 1913? So what did Ford do in 1913 that was a radical innovation? Question 9 was, marble is a common name for which chemical compound? Marble is a common name for which chemical compound? And question 10 was, what does the Beaufort scale measure? So what does the Beaufort scale measure? Now, I've repeated all those questions just in case people joined us late or it didn't quite come up to speed immediately. I won't be doing that every single time, but I will repeat the questions as I ask them. So are we ready for the answers? Okay, first question was, which British band released the album A Rush of Blood to the Head in 2002? It was Coldplay. Question 2 was, which Western astrological sign is represented by the twins Castor and Pollux? Gemini. Which Lancastrian painter was best known for painting Matchstick Men? L.S. Lowry. Question 4 was, which Tolstoy novel begins all happy families are alike? Each unhappy family is unhappy in its own way. That was Anna Karenina. Question 5 was, whom did Antonio Guterres replace as the UN Secretary General in 2017? Ban Ki-moon. Question 6, the world's first jet airliner made its maiden flight from London to Johannesburg in 1952. What model was it? De Havilland Comet. I didn't know that either. A baguette is a long, thin loaf of French bread, but what does the word baguette mean in English? It means baton or wand. So either of those is correct. Ford were the first motor company to introduce which radical innovation in 1913, and that was the moving assembly line. Question 9, marble is a common name for which chemical compound? Calcium carbonate. And question 10, what does the Beaufort scale measure? The strength of the wind. Okay, so tot up your answers there, correct answers. That was general knowledge. And we shall move on to film and TV. Will this get any easier? Okay, question 1. Starring Dominic West and Idris Elba, amongst many others, which crime drama was set in Baltimore and often featured the use of electronic surveillance by the police? I will repeat that. Starring Dominic West and Idris Elba, amongst many others, which crime drama was set in Baltimore and often featured the use of electronic surveillance by the police? Question 2. Which film tells the story of an American post-apocalyptic event starring Will Smith, who plays US Army virologist Robert Neville? If you love Will Smith, you probably know this one. Which film tells the story of an American post-apocalyptic event starring Will Smith, who plays US Army virologist Robert Neville? Question 3. Which actor links the films The Da Vinci Code, X-Men, and the TV soap Coronation Street? Not many. So which actor links the films The Da Vinci Code, X-Men, and the TV soap Coronation Street? Question 4. Which long-running TV drama was set primarily in the 1960s, initially at the fictional Sterling Cooper advertising agency on Madison Avenue in New York? And yes, I will repeat that. Which long-running TV drama was set primarily in the 1960s, initially at the fictional Sterling Cooper advertising agency on Madison Avenue in New York? Anybody gets all of these right, and they've just they've been staying in too long, but we all have. Question 5. Birds of Prey, starring Margot Robbie, is based on which character from the DC Comics universe? So Birds of Prey, starring Margot Robbie, is based on which character from the DC Comics universe? Question 6. Name the Stanley Kubrick film from 1964 in which Peter Sellers plays 3 different characters. So name the Stanley Kubrick film from 1964 in which Peter Sellers plays 3 different characters. Question 7. In the crime drama The Sopranos, who played the role of psychiatrist Jennifer Melfi? So in the crime drama The Sopranos, who played the role of psychiatrist Jennifer Melfi? Question 8. Got to know this one. Probably responsible for more catchphrases than any other entertainer, who is famous for saying, good game, and I'm not going to do an impression. Who was famous for saying, good game, good game? Question 9. Who directed the film The Da Vinci Code? Great film. Who directed the film The Da Vinci Code? And question 10. Which 2020 film starring Robert Downey Jr. tells the story of a physician who can talk to animals? Which 2020 film starring Robert Downey Jr. tells the story of a physician who can talk to animals? Okay, shall we repeat those? By the way, if you can, we might be a few minutes behind. Again, this is the first time we've done this on this platform as well. If you've got any questions, if you want to ask me anything, if you want to make any comments, please do. Just in the comment section. And during the rounds, I'll try and answer some questions for you, or maybe even just read your name out if that's what you want. Okay, film and TV round. We're giving you long enough? Okay. Starring Dominic West and Idris Elba, amongst many others, which crime drama was set in Baltimore and often featured the use of electronic surveillance by the police? Answer: The Wire. Question 2. Which film tells the story of an American post-apocalyptic event starring Will Smith, who plays US Army virologist Robert Neville? I Am Legend. Which actor links the films The Da Vinci Code, X-Men, and the TV soap Coronation Street? The legend. Ian McKellen. Which long-running TV drama was set primarily in the 1960s, initially at the fictional Sterling Cooper advertising agency on Madison Avenue in New York? Mad Men. Number 5, Birds of Prey, starring Margot Robbie, is based on which character from the DC Comics universe? Harley Quinn. Number 6, name the Stanley Kubrick film from 1964 in which Peter Sellers played 3 different characters: Dr. Strangelove, or How I Learned to Stop Worrying, and Love the Bomb. So either of those, fine. Number 7, in the crime drama The Sopranos, who played the role of psychiatrist Jennifer Melfi? And that was Lorraine Bracco. Number 8, probably responsible for more catchphrases than any other entertainer, who is famous for saying, good game, good game? We know it's Brucey Forsyth. And number 9, who directed the film The Da Vinci Code? Great film with Tom Hanks, but it was Ron Howard who directed it. And question 10, which 2020 film starring Robert Downey Jr. tells the story of a physician who can talk to animals? It was Doolittle. Okay, we're getting some comments through, but let me ask the questions for the history round, and then I'll mention a few people as well. Any more, please just send them through. Hopefully you're enjoying yourselves, and it's a good way to pass the time, isn't it? We haven't got much else to do. History round now. Question 1. From which European country did Mozambique declare independence in 1975? I feel like giving you a clue here for this one. The legend that is Eusebio was born there. Big clue. Which great Renaissance figure had the surname Buenarrota, or Buenarrota. Sorry, Buenarroti. Should get that right. Buenarroti. Question 3. The monument in the City of London is a monument to which event? So the monument in the City of London is a monument to which event? I'll go over these again at the end. Who is best remembered as the mistress of Lord Nelson? So who is best remembered as the mistress of Lord Nelson? Question 5. What did the Romans call Wales? What did the Romans call Wales? Question 6. In which war was Bunker Hill a major battle? So in which war was Bunker Hill a major battle? Question 7. Who was made Lord Mayor of London in 1397, 1398, 1406 and 1419? Tough question. You might know this one. Question 8. Who was Henry VIII's last wife? So who was Henry VIII's last wife? Question 9. What notorious event occurred on the 24th of November 1929? So what notorious event occurred on the 24th of November 1929? And question 10. Which king of France was known as the Sun King? Which king of France was known as the Sun King? I'll quickly rattle through those again and then just give a few mentions to those who have already. So question 1, from which European country did Mozambique declare independence in 1975? Question 2, which great Renaissance figure had the surname Buonarroti? Question 3, the monument in the City of London is a monument to which event? Question 4, who is best remembered as the mistress of Lord Nelson? Question 5, what did the Romans call Wales? Question 6, in which war was Bunker Hill a major battle? Question 7, who was made Lord Mayor of London in 1397, 1398, 1406 and 1419? Question 8, who was Henry VIII's last wife? Question 9, what notorious event occurred on the 24th of October 1929? As if that's going to make a difference. Wrong month. Actually, it does. Question 10, which king of France was known as the Sun King? Okay, have we given everybody time? Just mention, who do we need to mention? Shout out to George, who says he loves the way I'm doing the quiz. Thank you very much, George. Tenner coming your way very soon indeed. And also Connor, who's with him. So tenner to you as well, Connor. Thank you very much indeed. Someone called Plan My Gap Year says, we love you, Scotty. Thank you very much. Don't get that at home, so appreciate the love. Request to say hi to Lynn and Colin. How are we, guys? I'll do one more here and then move on. Shout out to the Welling youth team. Loved playing there in pre-season, actually, back in the day for Charlton. So that was lovely little ground. Mark Goldberg there. Okay, anyway, let's move this on. Shall we get the answers from the history section? From which European country did Mozambique declare independence in 1975? Portugal. Question 2, which great Renaissance figure had the surname Buonarroti? Michelangelo. Question 3, the monument in the City of London is a monument to which event? The Great Fire of London. Question 4, who is best remembered as the mistress of Lord Nelson? Emma Hamilton. Question 5, what did the Romans call Wales? Cambria. Did you know that? I didn't. Question 6, in which war was Bunker Hill a major battle? The American Battle of Independence. Question 7, who was made Lord Mayor in those years many years ago? Richard Whittington, also known as Dick. Question 8, who was Henry VIII's last wife? Catherine Parr. Question 9, what notorious event occurred on the 24th of October 1929? It was the Wall Street crash. It was Black Thursday. And which king of France was known as the Sun King? It was Louis XIV. Okay, how did he get on? Top those up. Remember, this is the first time we've done this, guys and girls, so apologies if things aren't going quite right. Just had a text to say I've frozen. Hopefully not now. I'm back on. But let's go to the geography round. Okay, how are we in geography? St. Petersburg, Stockholm, Helsinki, and Riga are all cities situated on which sea? So St. Petersburg, Stockholm, Helsinki, and Riga are all cities situated on which sea? Question 2. Which is the most northerly capital city in Europe? So which is the most northerly capital city in Europe? Good question, that one. Question 3. What is the name of the longest mountain range in South America? So what is the name of the longest mountain range in South America? I think my mate who just said I've frozen, he's just texted me with an emoji laugh, so I take it I'm back on now. Question 4, which type of bird appears on the national flag of Mexico? Which type of bird appears on the national flag of Mexico? Question 5, the Clifton Suspension Bridge is in which British city? The Clifton Suspension Bridge is in which British city? Question 6, what is the name of the currency used in South Africa? What is the name of the currency used in South Africa? Question 7, the world's shortest international border runs just 150 meters long and connects Zambia with which other country? We all know this one, it's easy. A, Botswana, B, Uganda, C, Kenya. So the world's shortest international border runs just 150 meters long and connects Zambia with which other country? A, Botswana, B, Uganda, or C, Kenya? Question 8. The UK towns of Bootle and Birkenhead sit on which river? My man will know this. He was born in Birkenhead. I was born in Bromborough, so I know this one as well. The UK towns of Bootle and Birkenhead sit on which river? Question 9. The two highest waterfalls in Europe are both in which country? So the two highest waterfalls in Europe are both in which country? And question 10, the Caspian Sea is bordered by 5 countries. Russia, Kazakhstan, and Azerbaijan are 3 of them. But which are the other 2? So the Caspian Sea is bordered by 5 countries: Russia, Kazakhstan, and Azerbaijan. They're 3. What are the other 2? Okay, let's have a few more shout outs, shall we now? Where are we up to? We said hello to Lynn and Colin. Shout out to the Winning Youth team. Susan, Dan, Lauren, and Jake are loving the quiz. Thank you very much. I've got to do a big shout out for Lorna, who did these questions as well. So well done, Lorna. Shout out to Jason and the Morgan family. Jace, how are you? Hope you're enjoying it. How are you doing? I've heard you're not doing too well. How'd you do on that one? Good question here. Question from Plan My Gap Year. Did you play with Tahar El Khalej during your time at Benfica? I did play with Tahar. What a fantastic guy. He didn't speak a word of English, and obviously at the start I didn't speak a word of Portuguese or his national language either. But you know what? We became friends just a really gentle giant. Big centre halves, holding midfielder, really good player, really good technical player. Jason's just texted me 100% correct so far. Do not believe that at all, Jace. But Tahar, absolute legend of a guy and a really good player as well. Okay, geography answers. St. Petersburg, Stockholm, Helsinki, and Riga are all cities situated on which sea? The Baltic Sea. Which is the most northerly capital city in Europe? Reykjavik. What is the name of the longest mountain range in South America? The Andes. Which type of bird appears on the national flag of Mexico? The eagle. The Clifton Suspension Bridge is in which British city? Bristol. Didn't know that, I have to say. What is the name of the currency used in South Africa? I did know this one. The South African Rand. The world's shortest international border runs just 150 meters long and connects Zambia with Botswana. That was A. The UK towns of Bootle and Birkenhead sit on which river? The Mersey. The 2 highest waterfalls in Europe are both in which country? Norway. And the other 2 countries which border the Caspian Sea are Iran and Turkmenistan. Did not know that. How did you do? Okay. Okay, let's do a few more shout outs actually. Let's do just a couple more now and then we'll move on. Where are we up to? We did Tahar. Please say hi to Will and Lynn. Hi guys, how are you? Shirley Smith says, please, can she get a shout out? Shirley, how are you? Enjoying the quiz? Hopefully. A big shout out to all the NH staff and other key workers, including the CAC staff working on the community response. Most definitely, most definitely, most definitely. I think the word heroes we can chuck in there as well, can't we? So congratulations to you guys, all the work you're doing. Absolutely fantastic. A good place to stop and to move on, actually. Look, before we start the final round, a quick reminder that while we hope you've enjoyed our quiz night tonight so far, and it has brought you a little light relief, we're also doing it to raise funds for the Charlton Athletic Community Trust. If you have enjoyed the quiz, if you haven't, apologies, but if you have, please consider making a donation. Normally the CACT quiz nights are £10 per ticket, it's about £10 per screen or team or just whatever you can afford. Any little bit helps. All donations will help the CAC's response to the coronavirus crisis, supporting young people throughout this difficult time and providing emergency support in the community for the vulnerable and elderly who are self-isolating. You can donate online at cact.org.uk/donate. That's cact.org.uk/donate. Okay, are we ready for the easy sports round? Will it be easy? Okay, let's crack on. Sports round. As of season 2019, my mate should get this one actually. Which county had won the most T20 championships in cricket? So as of season 2019, which county had won most T20 championships in cricket? I've just been sent a picture of a couple of glasses of wine saying they needed to get through the last round. Hopefully it's because it's the end of a long day and not a boring quiz. But that looks nice. I think I'll have a couple of glasses as well myself. As of season 2019, which county had won most T20 championships in cricket? Question 2. Which Scottish snooker player lost 3 consecutive World Championship finals between 2017 and 2019? So which Scottish snooker player lost 3 consecutive World Championship finals between 2017 and 2019? Question 3. Brazil beat which country 2-0 in the 2002 World Cup final? So Brazil beat which country 2-0 in the 2002 World Cup final? Question 4. Charlton's first game at the Valley was in September 1919. And no, it wasn't the game where Keith Peacock made record of being the first substitute. It was just a couple of years later, that one. But when was its first league game? Charlton's first game at the Valley was September 1919. But when was its first league game? Question 5. Which English football club was previously known as both Excelsior and New Brompton? So which English football club was previously known as both Excelsior and New Brompton? These are good questions. Question 6. In the years 2014 to 2019, the London Marathon has been won in 4 of the 5 races by which African runner? Between 2014 and 2019, which African runner won 4 of the 5 races? Question 7. Nearly there, guys. Nearly there. In the 1923-24 season, Charlton wore a different colour kit due to an ill-fated move to Catford for part of the season. What colour was that kit? So the 23-24 season, because of a move to Catford for part of the season, Charlton wore a different colour kit. What colour was that kit? 3 more questions. What are the 5 colours of the rings on the Olympic flag? So what are the 5 colours of the rings on the Olympic flag? Unfortunately, won't be seeing that this year, but hopefully next year. Question 9. My mate just keeps on texting me, says I'm back. So if you've missed all that, Stevie, I'm sorry, mate. I'm not doing all that again. Question 9. In which season did Charlton Athletics ladies team first win the Women's FA Cup? In which season did Charlton Athletics ladies team first win the Women's FA Cup? And the final question of them all. Which golf course is the traditional home of the Masters? You know that one. Which golf course is the traditional home of the Masters? Okay, while you're finishing up your answers, I'll carry on with a few little readouts. Okay, where were we? Can you say hi to Jake and any of his Blackheath? Well, that's just gone down there. Where's that gone? So hi to Jake and any of his Blackheath Rhinos under 8s team who are watching. Jake, Blackheath Rhinos under 8s. When the football gets going, get right at it. Little mini league, win as many games as you can. But hi for now. Say hi to the Samuels and the Weeks family. Hi to Katie, Kevin, Sam, Emily, Ant and Daz playing via video chat in Mallorca. Love that. How's the weather there, guys? Actually been really nice here today. A belated happy 50th to Debbie. Debbie, it's a great age. It's a great age. 50 is a new 40. Hi to Lisa Jane Impey, who is quizzing with her dad by FaceTime as they're both in self-isolation. Lisa, Dad, hope you're doing well. My old man's in self-isolation as well. 78 years now. So he's doing the right thing, but hopefully you're FaceTiming each other regularly. Shout out to Josh, who is wearing a Scott Minto Charlton shirt for the quiz. A Scott Minto Charlton shirt. That must be rusty by now. My goodness, over 25 years since I wore the Charlton shirt, but great memories. Great memories. Apprentice through the ranks all the way up to the first team. Say hi to Sam Cutts. Sam, you doing okay? Daniel Davenport, loving the quiz, Scotty. Shout out to Dan, Rachel, Luke, Summer, Ernest in one house. Mark and Kelly in another house. Gary in another house. And Kate in another house. All playing as a family. I love that, guys. Quality. Brilliant. And the final one we've got here, thanks to everyone for joining tonight. Of course, we've had up to 130 groups online watching. So well done, guys. Should we go through the sports answers? Okay, question 1. As of the end of the 2019 season, which counted one of the most T20 championships in cricket? The answer is Leicestershire. Which Scottish snooker player lost 3 consecutive World Championship finals between 2017 and 2019? John Higgins. Brazil beat which country 2-0 in the 2002 World Cup final? It was Germany. Charlton's first game at the Valley was September 1919, but it wasn't until August 21 that they had their first league game. August 1921. Which English football club? Which English football club was previously known as both Excelsior and New Brompton? Gillingham. Did not know that. In the years 2014 to 2019, the London Marathon was won in 4 of the 5 races by Eliud Kipchoge. Question 7. In the 23-24 season, Charlton wore a different colour kit. What colour was the kit? Light and dark blue stripes. Question 8. What are the 5 colours of the rings on the Olympic flag? Blue, yellow, black, green, and red. In which season did Charlton Athletics ladies team first win the Women's FA Cup? That was 2004-05 season. 2004-05. Final one. Which golf course is the traditional home of the Masters? It is, of course, Augusta. So one of the lads who I played with, we've got a Charlton Athletic youth team group going on right now. I've got to give a good shout out to Stevie Thurlow. He was left midfield when I was left back. We're talking the 86-87 season. We went all the way through to the final. I was a schoolboy, unfortunately lost in the final against Coventry. 3 days later, they went and beat Spurs, the first team, in the FA Cup final proper. But he's asked for a shout out to the class of 87. So Stevie, Furry, as he calls himself, glad you joined us. Thank you very much indeed. Did you enjoy that? Can't hear you. Did you enjoy that? Still can't hear you. Look, that was really good fun for me. Thank you so much for everyone taking part this evening. Please don't forget to put your team names and scores in the comments below, or email fundraising@cact.org.uk. That's fundraising@cact.org.uk by 8 p.m. tonight, and we'll announce the winners later online. Look, we're planning to make this a weekly activity for the time being. So if you liked it, please join us next week. We hope you can. Tell other people about it as well, of course. Please also look out for some live interviews with former players. The first one will be with Keith Peacock, hopefully still talking to me. He'll have lots of interesting stories to tell. I love Keith. Absolutely top guy. Really looked up to him when I was at Charlton and bounced off him as well on and off the pitch. So a fantastic guy. Thank you again. Remember, at 8 o'clock, go outside the front door and show your appreciation to the heroes that are working on the NHS and just all the frontline workers out there as well. So make as much noise as you can on your doorstep. But for now, enjoy the rest of your evening, and thank you very much indeed.